Good evening, friends and family. I'm just got started on my tomatoes a little while ago. I've been slacking, but I had to go through the crate and get them out of there and start them. I think these ones here I'll be making sauce with. So I love the tomato sauce that comes from these. It's a thicker sauce. So I'm just going to put these in there. I'm cleaning them all off real good in cold water. And doing what I usually do to them. Slit, X them. And after I get this crate and the other crate done, I will not be doing any more. Unless I make salsa or something else. But with this, what I do is I just make the tomatoes or the sauce, and then I just make the any more I do. I used to make spaghetti sauce, but I don't now. I just do the tomatoes and then make the sauce as I'm making the spaghetti or whatever we want. Because I have all the spices. Sure does make the house smell good though if you make the other. Nice looking there, tomato. These are pretty good size aromas. The biggest ones I ever got was from Dr. Boyd and Hannah. They had great big ones. Boy, did I have fun that year. I haven't seen any that big since. But these are pretty good size. And I got these down at Beaver. I believe it was on Glade Road or somewhere there. They got all kinds of tomatoes, but they know I come after the Romas every year I can. See what that is. Little place it needs off of there. Now when I make sauce, I leave the skins in there and I pulverize it because the skins are a healthy thing. And I just pulverize it. I clean the tomatoes real good and get all the bad places off, and then I just take my pulverizer and make the sauce and put it all in there, and you can't tell anything but sauce. And it's nice and thick too from these kind of tomatoes. So I'll get my first big black pan on and let them cook down. I get the other ones ready for because I need to go through the crate and get them. You don't want to leave them in there like that too long. We all know that. Whew. Did I feel like doing these? No. But you know what? I knew I wouldn't feel like doing them. That's why I went ahead and bought them, because I knew I'd have to do them. Because I am almost out of tomatoes. And I'm clear out of sauce. I went through all that sauce I done last year. Every bit of it. And I make that sauce ahead of time so I can put a homemade sauce in my pork and beans I make. That way it's all pretty well homemade, except for, the dry beans and This thing will be clear full when I get done. This pan. Just set it over there on the stove and let it slowly cook down. I won't be putting any Italian spices in it or anything like that. I did a couple of them last year. I think about, maybe more than a couple, maybe. Not the sauce, but the tomatoes. And I'm just going to use them just like they are, because that's what makes the best macaroni, tomatoes, and hamburger. Ground chuck. And we got this kraut here we got to check on and keep it going, because it's going on the 3rd week. I got it wrote down on my calendar on my phone when I first put it in there. It depends. Sometimes it go 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks. Depends on how you like the taste of it. And I told Dan, I said, we'll both taste it and see where we like it. Any of it we've ever give as a gift, 1 or 2, everybody's always loved it. We still got some left in there, and we're still doing some. And then we seen that beautiful cabbage the other day, and it's like, boy, if we had a couple more crocks. There are just certain things that, I want a can that I know we'll eat. To me, there's nothing like having your own tomatoes on the shelf. Nothing like it. And they're water bath, so they are not too hard to can. I'm not going to do any corn this year because we didn't eat what all we had. But we got baked beans, or pork and beans. I call them baked beans. And got peaches now. Over there, some peaches, more I did. And we still got plenty of pumpkin. Lots of pumpkin. Lots of it. Well, that's a biggie too. Look at that. Mary Lou was wanting to make some salsa, but she's gonna have to find time. She wants to make it. I've made salsa before, but I learned a trick off of somebody that told me. I asked him, one of the nurses that when I was in the hospital, she said that she makes salsa every year. And I said, how do you get it? I don't like it because it's kind of runny. And she said, well, I don't know who taught her, whether it was her mom or grandmother or who, put a little bit of tomato paste in it to thicken it up. I thought, perfect. Perfect. Now I know. Because I do like mine a little thicker than what runny. And I like mild. Can't do that hot stuff. I know some people can. But my peppers are starting to come on. And them kohlrabi, they're getting awful big. I don't know if they're... I didn't check them when I was out there. I should have checked to see if they was... the bulbs was coming on, because they go above ground. Get off that one. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm going to have to. That pan ain't big enough. Just let it cook down. Cut some of these in half and lay them in there. I've got 5 tomatoes out on my plant I need to go get. They're red. But they're the little, the smaller round ones. You've seen them. If you've been watching, you've been seeing them. Boy, it is storming out there. Now this will be a full crate in that thing there. Well, it's a full basket, one of the Amish baskets they use. They put them in crates for me. They asked me if I wanted them to put it in sacks, and I said no, I don't want it in sacks. Anytime you put something in sacks, it usually gets all messed up. They gladly put it in the crates for me. I'll take them crates back down there. Well, that tomato looks good. Yum, yum. Every time I think I'm about done, I find more. It's like doing potatoes. How many of you are canning this year or freezing? You can freeze stuff. I was going to freeze them peaches and decided not to last night. I was so tired when I got them done. I was telling Dan, I said, it ain't the fact of canning them. It's the fact of washing them off, peeling them, preparing them, cleaning the jars, putting them in the jars. Stuff like that, you know, it takes a lot of time. That's why I've been doing them at 2 separate times. Ooh. I don't know if you hear that thunder out there or not. There's a piece that needs to be off there. I'll get these on cooking, well, and I'll put the rest in a bowl. I'll let these start cooking down. Be back. There's I just put that on the stove to cook down. I'll put the rest of these in that bowl here, sink. When them cooks down, I'll add to it. Just getting it started. Can't believe I got another crate in there. He asked me if I wanted 4, and I said no. I put my hand up 1 finger, and then I put 2 because I thought, well, I want to make sauce too, so that's what I did. It won't be so bad. We'll get this one done and get it ready to put in jars tomorrow. It's a good little hobby to have. Plus, it's feeding you through the winter. The way I see it. Ain't nothing like your own home canned tomatoes is the way I see it. That's just my opinion. Everybody does these different. I've watched a lot of people do them through the years on YouTube and in person, and done these ones. I don't put no water in mine. I just let them cook down slow. Slow and sure. They got enough water in them. Pull that out of there. Been using this little knife a lot for some reason. I didn't use it for the longest time, and now I'm using it. I guess that's why you don't get rid of certain things, because you always pull them out later if you know where they're at. I've always had this in with my knives. Got them off Tupperware. I don't know where the other one is. I got two of them. They both came together. Whew. Now I'm not tired, I'm just saying, whoo. About done with these ones. It makes an extra step ahead. I like doing tomatoes and beets and stuff like that. Cut these ones so when I do put them in there, they'll just cook down easier. Because when them cooks down, I'll be putting more in. All these been pretty good shape. I mean, in size and everything. That I'm satisfied with them. Never knew about me. Depends on how many I get out of these ones, if I'll get any more or not. I got 3 more left of what I canned last time. Then they are just the they're not tomato sauce, they're tomatoes. These need cut off here. No bad spots in them. I know I'm cutting too much off. Oh boy. Little ones. Little ones. That's about the size of mine out there, but they're not Romas. They're something else. I seen some down at the Amish that looked like just that one those tomato plants I had out there. I'll have me a good old tomato and cottage cheese later. What I'll have. Well, now I think that's it. Could put them in another pan. Yeah, I think I will. I think I'll put them in another pan over there. So anyway, that's all for right now. Don't mind my hair and everything, because I am just been doing this stuff for the last couple days. And I think I'll put some in my other Tupperware pan, and that way I can cook them down at the same time. And then I can clean these up, get them all cleaned up out of there, and then we'll see where we get with these. It'll take them a little while to cook down the way I want them before I pulverize them. So anyway, God bless you. That's what we're doing today here in the Dana Pam's kitchen. And oh shoot, we got to check the kraut, don't we? Well, hold on. Okay, let's try this kraut here. Let's see what we got. Push that down. I'll turn you around here, let you see what that looks like in there. That needs pushed down too. It looks nasty, but it's okay. It stinketh. Always press that down in there. Okay, and we'll do the ultimate. It tastes like kraut already. So I'm not going to eat any of it. I'm going to wait till Dan comes home so we can try it together. It looks to me like we might be canning that faster than what we thought. I'd like to try this here, just to be on the safe side. Smelly job, but somebody's got to do it. You lift these leaves up, and your kraut's underneath there, and it goes from the bottom up. So I'm going to dig down a little bit. Hear that crunch? It's sour. I guess that's why they call it sauerkraut. I don't know. We may want to go ahead and can this when he gets home. Put the thing back over it. You know, it's tasting like kraut. Woo-wee. That's only been on there starting on the 3rd week. Well, see, though today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday will be 3 weeks, so it may be ready. These back down in here. I always wash them off before I put them back down in there, if I'm testing it. There we go. Got that back down in there. And it's crunchy. That's what you want to look for. If you lose the crunch, you probably lost your stuff. Let me turn you back around. And see, I washed that off and put it back down in there. And see, there's leaves of cabbage over that. I dug down a little bit to get that, see if what it tasted like down there, because it ferments from the bottom up. So anyway, we'll talk to you next time. God bless you.